Well, my timber's been in stick for several days now and it's not looking too bad. But now I'm ready to start working on these posts. All I'm going to do at this stage is basically cut them in half. I'm not worried about cutting each post to its individual length, or whether they're even the same length, because later on I've got to cut the round tops on here. So, with one square end for each post, I'll use that as a reference when setting up the mortises. See how it goes. So after roughing out the posts to approximate length, I've gone done the same thing with the rails and the pickets basically. So the rails here, short rails are just one length, or full length cut in half. That's close enough. I've left longer rails, well, full length, 4 foot long. And the pickets have also been cut into half for now with one square end. I'm not too worried about any knots or splits that might be on the end at this side, because they'll be cut off later when I've cut the round tops on the bandsaw. Where the finish may not be consistent, or there may be a large knot, I'm not too worried about any of this, because I can put that on the inside where it won't be seen, like this here. That'll go on the inside of the planter. Same with the pickets and the rails really. I've set the rip fence up so that the distance from the blades is about equal to the width of the average width of these boards I'm using for the pickets. I'm not too worried about how square it is, and when I feed these boards through, all I'm really looking for is the straightest edge to reference off of against the fence. You might think that this step is unnecessary, and in some regards you'd be correct. I mean, I used to work in a job where we regularly made pickets like this, thousands in a week for example, and we never do this step. We'd skip this and just take the timber as it came, round top it, cut it to length, and that would be it. But one advantage it does give you is that where sawn timber can vary in its width from board to board, you know that when you come to round top the posts, the pickets even, your boards are going to be all equal in width, dimensions, and because of that the round tops will look good on the end. Sometimes you see pickets that are mass produced and, well, the topping might start higher on one side, if you get what I mean. It just won't look even. I've just finished marking out each of these corner posts with the mortises, and they're ready to be cut now. I'll be referencing everything off the inside faces on these jobs, so before I started marking out it was important for me to find the face and edge that was closest to being square, really, closest to 90 degrees. So those will go up against the fence on my machine, and it should guarantee that each mortise is, well, reasonably square and parallel. And likewise, that should mean that the frames go together square as well. If you have a look at the end grain on here, you'll see that rather than using face and edge marks, lots of numbers and complicated pencil marks and things, I've just drawn a simple square on the end grain, which tells me which 4 posts go together to make one planter and their orientation as well. Now, in order to set my mortiser up, all I need to do is take a mortise gauge and to mark one of the posts only, like so, between the pencil lines. Then I can reference that against my machine. I can move the fence back or forwards to where it's required, and that will then be set up for each of the posts. From then on, all I really need is the 2 pencil marks for each mortise.